So here's a book by Canemaker called Paper Dreams, The Art and Artists of Disney Storyboards. So let's take a look. I bought this many years ago. Make sure if you get one that's the binding is better held together. Mine is coming apart. And so this book is all about storyboard drawings by the Disney artists, and it's from 1999. Storyboard artists put down the initial drawings for layout and animation to tell the story. And you'll see lots of storyboard drawings and storyboard artists in this book. That was just the introduction. So here we go, the real book here. And there's a drawing of a storyboard guy standing in front of his pitch board as he's pitching his story to the other artists. Look at the expression, he's a little bit concerned. So, a guy named Chris Williams drew this self-portrait caricature. And it goes through the storyboard process of making a film, whether it's a Disney short or a Disney feature. So like this is from Fantasia, but these are from the band concert. And you'll notice that they're very different than the finished drawings we see on screen. They take into account filmmaking, cinematography, continuity, and at the heart of it all, story and gags and personality. So this is from the old mill where they tested out the multiplane camera, as are these drawings here. So there's a old guy with some winking, blinking, and nod. So it's a really great book. It'll give you a lot of inspiration as to how to make storyboards and tell your story for your short film, which I'm hoping all of you are planning to do. Here's a panel from Snow White, and we see the huntsman. He's supposed to stab her and bring the heart back to the queen. Snow White has just let a little bird go. All that's going to be in the shot is the shadow of the knife and the arm coming down. And then he realizes that he can't do it. She sees the shadow, turns around, stands up, and he just drops to the ground, kisses the hem of her dress, and tells her what's going on. Now she has to run. So, board guy is suggesting start tight on Snow White, track with her over here as she steps over, and she's in this little creek, and widen out as she crosses the creek to get to land on this side and goes running into the forest. So here the board guy is suggesting how to handle this in layout and animation. She continues on running. She gets scared, runs towards us, runs past this crocodile log and stops to see more terror stuff. So this is what storyboard does. They tell stories using personality of the characters. They suggest camera moves for layout and animation. Now once it goes to layout and animation, they can say, well, yeah, that's nice, but we think that point will be better gotten across by doing it this way. And then they could suggest something else. So then it goes into the various storyboard guys. Started with Ted Sears, Webb Smith. I think these guys were newspaper cartoonists and wound up at Disney. Albert Herder was a great artist from Europe that did initial drawings for Snow White and Pinocchio. Pinto Colvig was a story guy. He was the voice of Goofy. So here you see what's this one called? The Rite of Spring. And drawings of the spring goddess skipping along. And Storyboard is suggesting that they start probably here and wind up here and keep following her. So they do all the initial continuity drawings for the pictures. It's from the band concert, and we see Storyboard again suggesting to lay out camera moves. So we start here and follow this tornado, and it's probably going to shift over here from when the tornado goes here, and then follow the tornado back, so it's going to shift over to this field. So usually Storyboard would number the panel and put 1, 2, and 3, and that's what Storyboard does. They suggest what's supposed to happen. This is Carl Barks and a gigantic storyboard for a Donald Duck short. So, like I said, a very inspirational book if you want to try doing, there's Carl Barks. If you want to try to get into storyboard, this would be a good place to start studying it and find out why these guys did what they did. And the whole book is just looking at all these rough storyboard sketches and how these contributed to design and layout and animation. This is boards from Fantasia. Alice in Wonderland storyboards. This is by Dave Hall, it says. And he did these watercolors of Alice in Wonderland. Very fine paintings here. And then real quick story sketches here. And these are probably by Rinaldi. So Dave Hall would do inspirational paintings, and the other guys would do more continuity stuff. So all these guys would be in the story department, putting all these drawings together. Bill Peet was the really great storyboard guy in the later years of the Disney studio. So here are his storyboard drawings for Dumbo. Just great drawings. Everybody loved his drawings. Storyboards he did for Sword in the Stone. Yeah, because there's Madame Mim. He also storyboarded Song of the South. And there's Brer Rabbit, Brer Bear, and Brer Fox. And he boarded 101 Dalmatians. He was one of the greats. And this section of musical boards, I guess when you're doing a musical picture, is Cy Young. His same name as a baseball player. I guess Cy Young did these paintings for Fantasia. And Oscar Fischinger was a famous independent animator. And I guess these are some of his paintings. These may be pastel for all I know. Anyway, there's Salvador Dali doing some work for Disney at some point. Concept and story paintings for Dumbo. This is the pink elephants on parade. So this is how that sequence started. So when you do a musical number, it's different than when you're doing people yapping and talking. This is from Three Caballeros. And when you see that picture, you'll see all of these come to life. These two guys turn into roosters and start fighting. The whale that sang at the Met. Willie the operatic whale. I think this is from Melody Time. Make Mine Music, that's it. These are from Make Mine Music. You were doing these films where they had short sequences in them. You're the animator as story artist. So if you came up through the ranks, you started as an in-betweener, got into animation, maybe you took a detour into layout, and then into storyboards. So you had all this training, and so your boards look a lot different than someone that just gets into storyboards. These are Mark Davis drawings. This is for Victory Through Air Power, showing the American eagle fighting the octopus of Germany and Japan. Mark Davis drawings for Bambi. Just really great drawings here. This is Victory Through Air Power also. And more of it. He did these great pastel drawings. These are Ollie Johnston drawings for Rescuers. And this is Penny. And so he's storyboarding out what she's going to do during her dialogue there. Then we get into some wild stuff here. Mars and Beyond here. And this is a lady being kidnapped by a Martian monster. So this is a picture Ward Kimball did. Now we get into the new people. This looks like it's from Bug's Life. And that's Joe Ramp, one of the great board guys at Disney. And there's Toy Story storyboards. Just a lot of great stuff in here. Ed Gombert. So I recommend this book. It looks like Katzenberg and Gary. There's Roger Allers, Kirk Wise, Roy Disney. So storyboarding can be a very nice and satisfying job category. Brenda Chapman, this is Rescuers Down Under. Great film that I like a lot. So I recommend this one. You can find it used somewhere for not too much money. That must be from Mulan. And that's from Beauty and the Beast. So yeah, I recommend this one. Like I said, you should be able to get a copy of it used for not too much dough. And keep drawing, and we'll see you next time.